that makes it a bit more difficult to open up that lead, a bit of pressure on the person in front in the final. And so he's sitting there now at 3-all thinking, oh, if I could have just got him a bit more under pressure. Judd Trump's back off the leash, 3-all. He can have more of a whack now. Indeed. If that's the term that we use in snooker. He's
a naughty whack.
A naughty whack.
You lot are all champions. You can say whatever you like. 2 more frames to play this afternoon.
Didn't quite get the white where he wanted with the break-off shot, but the red to the right corner, the black's tied up because of the red next to it. Tied up for the left corner pocket, that is. Otherwise, Mark would have taken this on. He still might do, but look how straight it is. What about that for Kewing? What about that for Kewing? If Terry Griffiths was watching this one, you know, to deliver the cue through and knock that in and screw back was a bit special.
Yes, especially having lost the 2 previous frames. Okay, perhaps should have won frame 5, but having lost that one as well, to play 2 shots like he's just played, it just shows you the confidence of this young man. That shot on the yellow with the rest was very, very good as well. Perfect position.
Well, I mentioned the black was tied up. It's not tied up now, and there's still a red available at the back of the bunch, and if he gets on this red in such a way, he might be able to bring more reds into play. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, he's got an angle to pot this and develop the reds and
11.
Hopefully get himself back on the black. It's amazing the number of times the white goes near the cushion, and now he's limited. He can only drop the black in. The pink, if he drops it in, what's available? If he stunned the pink in, he'd have 2 reds available, but may have to roll this just. And he's got to leave a longish pot, but I mean, after the opening pot, you would say this is a gimme, but it's not.
18.
Well, I can only think we're in for something very, very special now, Dennis, what we've seen so far today. 3-1 behind. It's just proved whoever goes in front in this match, whoever's behind in this match, I think this match is going to go all the way. Both unbelievable potters, and already seen 3 excellent pots from Mark Allen in this break.
$26.
Yeah, I think Mark Allen is relishing this final because, well, there's a nice plant available as well, isn't there? Nice little bonuses when they appear. Yeah, I think the fact that he was up against someone like Judd Trump, who's been talked about as being the greatest potter the game's ever seen, he's got a point to prove, because Mark Allen is pretty good, as he's shown already when it comes to knocking difficult pots in. He's a very determined character, is this.
Just slightly got into it too much. He was expecting a slightly thicker kiss on that second red, and he's just called it half ball, which meant that
33.
He's made this red in the middle or in the corner. He can choice of 2 reds, both of which now are a little bit dangerous. Just watch that little kiss. He expected to get a little bit fuller, so it'd have been straight on these 2 reds. Both of them are on. Both of them are awkward. Oh, he was up very quickly there, wasn't he? Oh, very quickly.
Mark Allen, 33.
Yeah, bit of a slip up. He's not happy with that, but at least the red that he missed has gone safe. But he was up, as Willie said. He knew immediately that he didn't strike that as he intended. He's 33-0 behind. Most players would play off that red that's near the cushion, try and get the white tight on the ball cushion, play a good safety shot. You can just tell, even though he's hampered, he's just looking for a pot every time he's at the table. But sometimes you've got to stick a good safety in, and this is one of those occasions.
Yes, if he had a look at that one shot only, it would explain to him that sometimes it's not all about potting. Dennis mentioned the safety shot, and he couldn't have played that safety shot better. I think Hazel came up with a good point just before we came back on air, that if you take the 1-4-1 out of the equation, the snooker has been a little bit where no player has won a frame at one visit, and that's the only difference here at the moment. That's why I think we're at 3-all. So the good safety shot from Judd has given him a chance. Choice of reds in middle and corner. I think, Dennis, this is the first time in the tournament so far we've had a match where the pot success rate has been less than 90%.
Yeah, especially with these two stars. I think it will get into the 90s before the evening session. If not, it certainly will later in this match.
7.
Now the pink must pot. It's tight, I think. Well, that's tight. Now you've got to take the blue. You don't want to be risking that, I wouldn't have thought. He's a fantastic potter, but even Judd Trump can't pot balls that won't go.
12.
It's quite amazing, the pattern of this match is so similar to his semi-final yesterday, Mark Allen's semi-final, that is, where he led 3-1 at the interval, which he has done again. Looks like he could possibly lose 4 on the trot as possible, but of course he came back to win the match.
13.
So let's see if the same happens again. But at least if it does happen again, he'll come into the final session this evening. No, I've done it once this week from 5-3 behind. Why shouldn't I do it again? But a long way to go before that happens.
He's given himself plenty of time because it is a tricky situation, this. And there's one of the reds in the middle of that little bunch of 4 that will go, and this will open the remaining reds up.
19.
And the back one pots also. It's the only one that pots. And right to the centre of the pocket, where's that cue ball going to finish?
20.
He's okay being a left-hander. He can stun over, leave himself the red into the corner or one into the middle. That's fine.
$25.
Apart from the first frame where Judd won at one visit with the break of 70, he's yet to win a frame at one visit. This is
26.
an excellent chance to do just that, and just at the right time in this match. Having trailed 3-1, he's come out with a tail between his legs and really flying now.
$32. 33.
Just the one very difficult red, the one that's near the middle pocket.
39.
Just coming out. Just over 2 hours of play now, and having looked at the scoreboard, Dennis just mentioned that
40.
one awkward red, and that's the red he's going to need. If he puts the next 2 reds and 2 colours after this blue, he'll still need that awkward red.
He was disappointed with his last shot because he tried to free that red on the left side of the table. When he screwed back, he wanted to cannon it and finish on the pink, but he dropped
45.
nicely on the blue, which wasn't his intended shot. And he's tried to move it again, and he has done. Because it was in a slightly awkward position, and I wonder if he's finished in enough angle on the blue to bring the other red into play here. If he's just past the middle pocket slightly, he can run through and possibly bring that other one into play. All depends on the angle. Hadn't, but if he had been straight on this red, he could have finished lovely
51.
on the pink just to bring that difficult red into play.
He might play to knock the red out here, Dennis. Just have a look at this cue ball here, what he's going to play. This is very attacking, isn't it? You know, how's those apples?
52.
Okay, he's still got to pop the colour. But if he does pop the colour, that shot is brilliant. A lot of pressure on this blue near the cushion. Well, whatever happens in this match, Judd Trump, you've played some of the finest positional shots. In this break alone, it shows you what a good player you are.
57.
I mean, it just didn't look on this break when he started, and that last particular shot was quite amazing. And he tried a couple of times, and eventually he brought the one on the left into play, and that wouldn't have been on to play that cannon around the angles had he not have put that into play. But he just needs the green here. This is the shot again. Judged to perfection, because he was always going to be on the blue, even if the white stayed close to the cushion.
Yes, he was very disappointed with his previous shot, wasn't he? Because it should have been a straightforward green. Okay, it's game ball. You'd expect him to knock it in, but there's a little bit more pressure on it.
'61. '63.
Well, he won the opening frame, Judd. Then he lost 3 in a row with some fabulous snooker from Mark Allen. It shows you the temperament and the character of this young man. He's come back and he's won 3 in a row.
He's made many centuries in his illustrious career so far, but this break has been as good as any break he's ever made.
Tried to get the blackout into play there also.
75.
Well, you could say that was an all-round fantastic break. Judd Trump, it didn't look on. Mark Allen started off the frame very well, but it's this young potting machine that's finished it and got himself back into the lead for the first time since the opening frame. It's 4-3.
And that is what he's capable of. Unbelievable break from Judd Trump. And just let me remind you that tomorrow the new world rankings list will come out. It's updated after every one of these championships. And the way things stand, Trump, win or lose tomorrow morning, will be at number 5. That's up 2 places. And then Allen, if he wins, he'll be up to number 7. He's already moved up to number 10 through his progress to date. But then it gets rather intriguing. You'll see Neil Robertson at number 3. He's made some pretty good progress, obviously, to the semi-final in this championship. But looking further down, Ronnie now down to number 15. And with O'Sullivan not playing in the next PTCs, they're the lesser ranking events over the next couple of weeks, over Christmas and New Year. That means he might be in a little bit of trouble if he wants to stay inside the top 16. The next cut-off point, now remember, they cut off the seedings before some of the major events. Next year, the World Open, the Welsh and China entry, automatic entry will be